Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to my corner of the world. We are here for another TVDU editor tribute reaction to their newest video, Malivore, Eater of the Dark. I loved Malivore as a concept. I think the concept of his character, a being that consumes and absorbs essentially other supernatural creatures and makes others forget their existence, that's actually really cool. I really like that as a concept, but their execution of him was lackluster. I can't hold you. I got tired of Malivore very quickly. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, we know how TVDU editor does amazing tributes, so here we are. Links to the original video will be in the description if you want to check that out, as well as a link to their channel if you want to watch some of their stuff on your own, and then maybe hit me up with something that you spot that you want me to react to. So we'll see. But yeah, let's hop in.
Around a millennia ago, in certain parts of the world, there were monsters.
I had never seen that look on his face before, so it took me a minute to figure out what it was. My all-powerful father was afraid.
The Triad combined their blood, using black magic to create a golem capable of consuming the dragons.
There is a dark pit beneath the earth, locked away.
I mean, whatever happened to these creatures, it erased all memory of them. It's like they never existed in the first place.
A creature that could make the world forget you ever existed.
His name is
Malivore.
The concept to that is awesome.
Remarkable story of Malivore.
Malivore.
the black pit. You mean you don't want to hear you're in the blackness? The endless darkness where the monsters are.
Created to wipe the scourge of the supernatural off the face of this earth.
I can feel the presence of others, but not see or hear them.
Malivore consumed us, erased us. It was permanent death, and it was in Malivore that we were left to perish.
They named it Eater of the Dark.
You were in a dark place for what felt like an eternity until suddenly you were pulled into the light with a singular, inexplicable mission to retrieve a knife.
Something pressing inside me, telling me to take it.
But why a knife?
Decades ago, Malivore was contained. 3 locks created to seal Malivore shut. The knife is one of those locks. When all 3 locks return home, Malivore is free to open its jaws of death once again.
What does that even mean?
Let's just hope you're not still alive to find out.
It's a hell dimension
Little bit of doom.
Inside Malivore, there is only darkness.
that consumes creatures and wipes their existence from the collective conscience.
I crossed paths with a true monster.
It took them. It consumed them.
And it consumed me.
You've been consumed by Malivore?
The night I was to leave with Oliver, something attacked me and I woke up in an endless darkness. Sent me to a place of total isolation, utter damnation.
Malivore is a hell dimension. It's eternal darkness. You'll be trapped and alone.
And then he's just gone.
It can't be a coincidence. You're all coming after the same thing. Communicating in some way, so who's pulling strings?
I am no puppet.
And who told you to do this?
A voice in my mind, it is still there.
It's less a voice, it's more an instinct.
Like you know you're here to retrieve a knife and return it to a place called Malivore.
I'm meant to take the knife there. If I do, I will find peace and finally be free.
If I return the knife to Malivore, I will be free.
Of what?
I wanted, lost, and alone.
Blackness.
And that's one thing that I actually really like about Malivore is that up until Legacies, the only like supernatural beings that we had within the Vampire Diaries universe were witches, werewolves, and vampires. And like my first time watching everything through, I was always curious, why is it only those 3 things? You know, like why specifically those 3 things? And I mean, yes, technically we do have the sirens and, you know, the psychics and everything, but technically they are basically witches, if you really think about it. Like, witches are essentially a subset of them, right? Or psychics are a subset of witches. However you want to twist and turn that, they do have the same roots in that they are psychically manipulating nature to produce magic. So, you know, it is, they are basically the same thing. But like, yeah, I always wondered, where do we not have any other supernatural creatures here? Like, I'm not saying that we need like full on dragons or anything in modern day, but like, do we not have anything else? And then Malivore comes along, and we discover why there were no other supernatural creatures. They technically no longer existed. They were all eaten. So like, that whole thing, I thought that was really cool. But again, the execution of said character was, it could have been better. It could have been much better. Like, I feel like Malivore had the potential to be like as terrifying as Klaus or like Silas or somebody along those lines if they did it right, but they didn't. they didn't.
The void.
Until I was given one final chance to win my freedom. So accept my offer and wish me the urn. I wish you the urn. I'm giving you the key to a supernatural apocalypse.
Malivore consumes and you experience endless darkness.
With each monster's DNA, it absorbed. It evolved. To their surprise, the creature was more effective than they could have dreamed. Eventually, it became sentient. Aware. He was truly alive.
I was told that Malivore took you as a child.
Malivore promised me freedom from the darkness in exchange for bringing him that girl.
What did he want?
I made him as I have made so many monsters from the mud of Malivore.
Malivore forced you to create monsters just so he could eat them?
It kept eating every monster it could, swallowing them into an endless space inside itself.
He was hungry and desperate by design.
It was designed for a purpose. It's his programming. He can't control that.
In accordance with the spell that created him.
They spelled the creature to have an insatiable hunger, but their spell also made it unable to harm witches, werewolves, or vampires.
He so acutely wanted to escape his imprisonment that he imprisoned me, believing that I would be his salvation.
And when the region was cleared of all the monsters, the Triad wanted to return him back to mud. Since they were the ones who created him, only they could destroy him. All they needed to do was wipe away the symbol on his forehead. But he betrayed his creators. He made a deal with all the humans he'd saved, and they could not let their new god be taken from them. The humans set him free to wander the earth and continue consuming. But over time, like Adam in the Garden of Eden, he realized he was alone. So he did what all creations eventually do. Create. He fashioned beings like him. His children. All the children he fashioned were imperfect. Flawed. None of them had his powers. All of them had weaknesses, and all were sterile. Unable to reproduce and continue his legacy. He was created to be the only one of his kind. He was never intended to be a species or have a bloodline of his own, but he found a way to reproduce biologically. And I heard a story of a woman who had emerged from the pit pregnant.
Pregnant in Satan's mud bath?
You're saying that the golem ate my dad?
No, Landon. It's what remains of our father. Your father is the golem.
How can something that's basically a mud robot be my father?
To have a son who was part human. A son who was perfect. Because it didn't stay a golem. As more humans were thrown in, he absorbed enough of their genetic material to be able to reproduce. When Triad betrayed your mother, our father had mercy on her and said,
I found Landon incredibly annoying too.
And continue the species, carrying you.
You're the golden child.
But I won't lie, there were some moments where I did find what he said funny.
His entire life, because only you are blood of his blood. When you took the knife in the urn, did you even realize what you were doing at the time? And only you can set him free.
Help release Malivore and destroy the world.
He's been alive for centuries. Was the world destroyed? He'll be able to launch the species.
I'm not interested in, like, procreating or whatever, okay? Especially if it means I'm spawning an army of evil minions.
Oh, didn't I mention you're just the host?
I would create a vessel for Malivore.
You inspired Malivore to want a vessel.
I am the one who gave him the solution to his hunger problems.
Or was it balanced, safer, without all these creatures running around?
There is no need for me to inspire the solution that will destroy Malivore.
And while you cannonballing into the belly of Malivore didn't seem to destroy him, it has changed things.
You already have it.
But basically, Malivore was created by the blood of a werewolf, a witch, and a vampire.
But since he was immortal,
Nothing's immortal.
It used to be that only they could destroy what they created, but nature found a loophole.
There is no loophole. Magic always has a loophole.
There's always a loophole. Nature creates a balance.
every
Always.
creature consumed by my father used to exist here in total isolation. But here we are, talking to each other. Your presence here has somehow opened the cell doors.
By making me Tribrid, I'm the loophole.
She will become a true tribrid, the chosen one who can defeat Malivore for good. But again, you know that. I have given you your vessel, so
I'm sorry. I gotta. Do you really know what I wish? I wish, like, for all the OG TVD fans out there, do you guys remember the episode of season 2 when Klaus broke the curse and you saw his hybrid face for the first time, you know, with the yellow irises of a werewolf and then like the dark veins and whatnot of a vampire? Like, remember when they actually filled the white part of the eye and made it like blood red? And then they had that in addition to the yellow. That was so sick to me. It was so cool looking. I hate this. I hate this. Like, just the yellow irises, like the white parts of the eyes remain, and then you just have the dark veins underneath. I hate that they got rid of the red part. They should have kept like the bloodshot eyes in addition to the yellow irises, because it would have made hybrids look so much cooler. They like really dropped in like design quality when they got rid of that, because it's like, go back to when Klaus did have that look. It was so much better than this. I'm sorry, but I hated that they got rid of that. That's just a little side note from me. Don't mind it. Move on.
Malivore for good. But again, you know that. I have given you your vessel, so you are finally free from the confines.
That's just my little opinion.
The idea that he has obsessed over for centuries.
Centuries I've been obsessed with consuming everything I could.
You created me to be your vessel, right?
And what he still wants today.
Turns out your purpose is to be a meat suit, the most powerful monster ever to walk the earth.
I'm still his puppet, and we both know that too. He and I share a mind, remember? I had it all backwards.
I will rid this world of the creatures that created me.
I will search the world for the weapon you told me about.
And that idea of yours about how to destroy the Tribrid? Then I will create a superior species of my own making to take their place.
What good are drones if you can't take control of them for all the fun parts?
Malivore just found a way to turn innocent people into monsters that he controls.
Ever since I've seen what Malivore is capable of creating using the darkness, I have wondered how.
You underestimate me, Tribrid. Strike me down, I should become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. I'd eat monsters like you.
No one will ever remember the monsters you slayed. No one will ever remember your students. Once the Tribrid is dead and I've consumed them all.
There is no monster like me.
You won't kill me. You'll be killing him.
What?
Malivore thinks that being inside of Landon's body is protecting him.
For what this fight is going to cost you.
You'll still be dead.
Moral victory, at least.
But the way I see it, that's his greatest weakness.
This is not a door. It is your coffin, Malivore.
Yeah, like I said, amazing tribute. I already knew it was going to be one because I haven't seen a bad tribute from you yet. This was really, really awesome. I enjoyed everything about it. It really like captures Malivore's character. yeah, the good and bad parts of him. The good parts being like just kind of how insanely broken Malivore is, if you really take a second to think about it, but also the bad parts. And there were scenes there that I'm like, like, you're not intimidating. I know you're trying to be, but you're not. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm talking about. The concept of Malivore is so fire, but the execution was just. I did not feel scared by this dude at all. He was not intimidating. Nowhere near as intimidating as he should have been. But yeah, like I said, WVid, that's going to be the end from me. If you guys enjoyed my reaction to this, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate that, and I will catch you in my next video. See ya.